Oh, hello there, everybody. Welcome on back to another Wheel of Minecraft. Y'all loved it. Y'all did love it. It's like absolutely painful for me. This is such a difficult, difficult wheel to do. But frig it, dude. Let's do it. Let's do it. We know how this goes. We spin the wheel 8 times. We collect blocks. We gotta use those blocks to build something in our world. We're starting off with the old Wheel of Dimension here. A bunch of different dimensional blocks. A little quartz block action would be okay. There's actually a couple of these that I like. But they're just a little bit out there to work with. So I suppose we'll see. This could really shape how we're going to have to build on this one. Yeah, that's going to be real strange. The purpur block, which I'm going to be real with you, I have never used it in a building, ever. So that's funky. I hate it. Thanks. Spin again. See what we come up with. I'm now, I'm looking at purple. I'm trying to figure out what goes with purple. And now I don't have to worry about what goes with purple. Brig that purple. We don't need the purple. We remove it. That's an easy life. Don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm going to remove nothing, dude. Brig off. Fine by me. Spin again. The good old remove a block always comes in handy. Wheel of Nature, here we go. There's a lot of stuff on here that makes some builds interesting for sure. What do you got for me? Hay bales. Dude, we use those a lot already. So that works. I can work with hay bales for sure. Not sure exactly where we're going to make this build. It's going to depend a lot on what, is included in these other ones. But we'll go back to the Wheel of Dimensions, and maybe you'll have to throw the purpur block in there again and just make me cry. Although I have an idea for a build with the purpur boys. So if you were to give it to me, which you didn't, you gave me nether brick, which actually I think is a worse combo with the hay bales. But I mean, I suppose we'll work with it. I do have an idea. It's stirring in my brain. I'm not gonna explain it yet, but it's stirring. And there's a chance that maybe I can make something work with it. We'll do the Wheel of Nature again. It's going to be a very natural nether fortress that we make. I hate it. I'm going to be honest with you. But the good stuff right there. That's some leaves action. We all know Tyler loves leaves. Leaves are a beautiful, beautiful thing in this game for us to work with. So we got to include those. We did include those in the last build as well. Okay, the Wheel of Stone. I was a little bit concerned about the Wheel of Color. The Wheel of Color scares the absolute hell out of me because pulling some, wacko cyan or something like that creates a really strange scenario. Now we get Dark Prismarine. It's really bad, dude. It's really, really bad. I literally despise that block. I think that's terrible. And if you could hit me with that sweet Wheel of Remove right now, it would be just the greatest thing ever. Instead, we're going to go to the Wheel of the Valley. Fair enough. It's not removing. And it's going to be real difficult. We're going to have to pull 2 removes in a row for this to work out the way that I want it to work out. But it's fine. Yeah, we'll add bricks to it. Oh my lord. This is just literally disgusting. These are a bunch of blocks that don't go together, dude. Like, what the hell am I going to actually make here that makes any sense whatsoever? I suppose we'll see. That's the Wheel of Color, dude. So, I suppose when you're in hell, just keep on going deeper. What do you got for me, Wheel of Color? These are just all colors, and then we get to use all blocks that have that color in front of it. Jesus Lord. Magenta blocks. Okay. Okay. Write that one down. Let's get real excited about that. Oh my god, man. These are actually just terrible at this point. We get 2 more spins. 2 more. We're going back to the Wheel of the Valley. Wheel of the Valley. I still think these are some of the nicest blocks to work with, except for bricks, but we already pulled it, so brig it, I guess. Bone block. You know what? I like the bone block. I can work with the bone block. We used that in the last one. So we'll make that one work. A little bone block action. And then, what do we got in the final spin here? We'll never know, except we will. Oh yeah, the wheel of dimensions. Hey, give me the purr block on top of this. That would be just cherry on top of the sundae, dude. I don't even know. You gonna actually do it? No, is nether brick respin? It's gonna give me purr. Come on, you know, the memes write themselves, dude. No, you're gonna give me nether rack. Okay. Well, at least we have one combo that works. But, I'm gonna be real with you. These are real bad. These are real bad. I'm gonna go get into our world and kind of peek around and see what I can do with this set of blocks, but this might be a disgusting looking place in this one. I'll see you guys there. Okay, here we are, back on the Olexa YouTube world. Wheel of Minecraft. These are the blocks we got. I threw in magenta terracotta and then magenta stained glass as kind of our two magentas. Just out of curiosity, here's kind of what we can work with here, involving magenta blocks. This is terrible. I don't know who made this, but they should be fired, because this block blows. This is interesting, at least, but I still don't like it. The magenta terracotta, it actually looks really nice, and we can do some stuff with it, because it actually... those go well together, and work, and so does that, because you have the quartz type look with it. Those actually also kind of go together. This is the one that I'm worried about. I have no clue how in the hell I'm going to incorporate that in. But here's kind of what I was thinking. So clearly last episode we made the kind of deep inside of the Hobbit hole base. For those that haven't seen, this is kind of what it looks like. It still looks really good. I'm super happy with this. You come down, and then this opens up into the sanctuary, which is what I'm going to call it for now. This is what we did in the last Wheel of Minecraft. I think it looks really nice. A lot of people recommended to add, you know, a little bit of a pond right here. Absolutely, that seems like something that we could do sometime in the future. But for right now, I'm happy with it. I think that it's actually really nice, and you guys seem to enjoy it as well and like the build. So I'm going to go 1 for 1 on Wheel of Minecraft. The only problem is we started 2, so I have to go friggin' 1 for 2, or 2 for 2, or hopefully 2 for 2, I guess, and figure out what the hell we're going to do here. So, this was my idea, okay? We're actually not going to build in this general area, because obviously we have our crappy dock, which I would love to expand at some point and make a little bit better. I built it in survival, so it's a little bit weak. We can make it much better. I don't think that something with these blocks fits in our area here. So, also, I believe I expanded this. I don't know if I expanded it after the Wheel of Minecraft or not, but I did expand the wheat a little bit further, and I'm interested in expanding it more. Is mainly if I'm bored, I pop on here and do that real quick. We have the village, and I think that the village is important for the lore of this Olexa world. But as I was looking at the village, I was like, look at that mountain right there. And how dope would it look if there was a, like, massive wizard tower, or like wizard house, or witch house, or evil being house sitting on top of that mountain, overlooking the town. I think it'd be really cool. And then eventually we could, you know, snake a path up there kind of thing. It would revolve, it would use some terraforming. You know, this is not a lot of space to work with up here. But I think this will work pretty well for us, which means that I'm probably going to work on flattening this right now. We could also do it all the way over here, but you're starting to get out of the way of the village, and I like the idea of being able to see the creepy house on the hill from, like, my windmill area, which I believe you're going to be able to do. So I'm going to do it here, and I'm going to terraform this a little bit. I'm just going to make it look a little bit nicer, and then I'll bring you guys back, and we'll start building some kind of wizard house. This is going to be an interesting build, to say the least. Let's do it, dude. Okay, so I did a little bit of terraforming. You can see right here. It still looks natural, which I think is a solid thing. This is funky. This was naturally generated, dude, and this looks horrible. So I'm probably going to terraform that eventually as well, unless we somehow incorporate that into the build. I don't think we're ever going to be building anything on the backside of this, so it doesn't really matter, but it's kind of whatever for right now. Here's kind of what I'm thinking. We're going to have a tower of some sort right here, so that's kind of the main thing that you see as you're looking out. But then we're going to have the house kind of go out this way and then out a little bit over here, and then the entrance will actually be here. So if I can, you know, quickly, and this is not going to be how it stays, but let's say there's a frame that looks something along the lines of, you know, this, where then there's a tower right here, and this is kind of the shape of the house. And this is definitely still in the very early stages of what it would look like. But I think that, you know, something like this works. It's a little bit weird for sure. And we'll have to texture this up a lot for it to look actually good. But I think it works for now. I love the idea of having, you know, a fireplace chimney type thing made out of brick on here. And then Prismarine's the only other thing that I'm worried about, but that might be something with the floor inside of here involving the bone and the Prismarine. And I think that's gonna work, but this is definitely going to be a difficult build for me to do. So I think how I actually want to start is I want to build this tower first, because I think that we can actually benefit from building this tower and then working around how we're going to do the rest of the place. So let's start out. It's going to be around like this, and I'm actually good. I'm good to do a circle like this for now, and that's going to go up. And let's just say we're going to do something along the lines of going straight up like this. And this is not how this is going to stay in the slightest. But it's going to go straight up like this. It is a little bit weird because they changed the texture for nether brick and nether rack in the last update. So I'm struggling a little bit to work with these new blocks that I've literally never worked with before. It's funky and different. We should keep in mind that since we have netherrack, we've got access to nether brick walls. We have access to, there's nether brick fences as well. Nether brick stairs that we can use. There's a lot of nether brick stuff that we can work with. You know, slabs, stairs. This is going to kind of be the primary building block for us. So we have to ensure we're utilizing this to the best of its ability. That's why we can create, you know, scenarios like bringing this up one more kind of thing. And then going ahead and messing with slabs a little bit on this. This is going to be a messy build. Those of you that were like, you know, Tyler hates symmetry. You're right, for the most part. I do hate symmetry because you want to have it be a little bit messy in here. So these are going to be different because you want to have some different walls and shapes going on in this. Because you could then do something along these lines. Boy, that clashes so much, dude. I kind of hate that. But we'll work with it. Because inside of here now, you can do things like, you know, grabbing the nether brick fence and putting it in like that. And that works as a wall, but also a window kind of thing. And it works. You may be like, it looks disgusting right now, Tyler. You're right. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell I'm doing this. What I am interested in is using this terracotta as a roof of some sort. It is going to be a little bit strange how we have to do this. But I think what we can do is something along the lines of, and this is going to look a little strange, so bear with me. But if we go around like this with the netherrack, we can utilize it as part of the roof here. And then we're going to actually create like a mushroom head almost of the terracotta as the roof. And it's going to be a bit of a spire up here. We're not going to slay it, I promise you, but it's going to be a bit of a spire up here. So it'll look something like this. And then, you know, obviously we bring it around again. This is very, very symmetric right now, which is not what you're looking for. But then you can bring this up and do something along those lines. And from a distance, that looks like a tower. It needs a little bit of texturing, and this is maybe one... Well, you know what? It's actually... The issue is with... It's not going up steep enough. Because you want it to actually look like a tower here. So bring it up like this. And then that, if we add a little bit of texture in here, something along these lines, that's got to go. And then this one there's got to go. And then you can put in around here as well. All of a sudden, we were able to texture this into a, you know, spire that actually works on top of that. Yeah, that looks better. I don't actually care for this netherrack texture at all. This falls into the I hate the texture a good deal. I kind of wish I had the old netherrack to work with here. But what we can use the netherrack as is kind of a... I'm not going to call it an infection into the tower, but kind of a way for us to texture this without it looking too uniform. Okay, so you kind of bring that in like that, and all of a sudden this is looking better because you have this, you know, netherrack, nether brick infestation of the tower that makes like this thing just got... It makes it look like this thing just got pulled out of a like horror movie or something like that. And it snakes up to the top there, and then this is where you can grab, you know, the nether brick fences and utilize those as part of the build, and the walls, and you just, you know, kind of make this dirty so that it works for what you're trying to do. You know, this can end up being replaced with, you know what, we don't need the leaves yet. I'm gonna just do that. But you can make this look a little bit like the tower is getting infested. And, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, it looks really good. I'm actually insanely happy with how that looks. Let's figure out how else I want to do this. I almost think I like the walls more than the fences as kind of the windows in here. I don't like glass at all for this build. And I'm actually just going to straight up remove that because I don't think that works here. I do think you can throw in some stairs underneath this. There's just more texture around here. You can't really tell. You can enough, actually. You can enough. It looks okay. This netherrack does not look okay, though. And brick definitely does not look okay. We're going to find a new block for this. And this might be where I use my first... exterior block. But something like cobblestone might literally just be good enough for this. And I suppose we'll see. Because if this looks like garbage, then we might have some more work on our hands here to find whatever the hell this block is going to be for us. And all of a sudden, I don't... Ooh, I actually do kind of like that. Having cobblestone in this build would actually be pretty useful. Because now we can use it as a texture as well. And we can kind of build in down this and throw in cobblestone into the environment. This is going to make it look much, much better, actually. I like the cobblestone addition already. That looks really nice. We're going to absolutely rock that. So then that puts in our first little tower of the building. And are we going to make it where you can access this from the inside? I don't actually care about being able to access the inside of the building. But I do care about there being another spire on the back side of this. So we're almost going to straight up duplicate this on the other side. Like so. Dude, the music's bumping right now. This one can be a little bit smaller right here. It's just going to be a quick little smaller one like this. But maybe this one goes a little bit taller in the back so that you can see both of them as you're going around. And this is a good time to mention, many people are like, you know, Tyler, you're a really good builder. I had no idea, blah, blah, blah. There's a good tip, and people ask for, you know, what are some good tips for building? And here's one of my best tips that I can give for building. Sometimes it doesn't have to be functional for it to look nice. You know, this is definitely one of those cases where this house is going to be tiny, but you're not really worried about that because from all the way out here, it's getting the job done because it looks a heck of a lot bigger than what it actually is. And you're going to see, you know, that spire is going to go up and we're going to have this textured the same way. But since there's going to be a wall here, it's going to make it look like there's no gap and it's just this massive tower. While on the inside is not going to be that big at all. You know, and obviously we're going to texture this wall, but I just want to kind of show how this is going to work. Because right now, this is not a good build. It looks disgusting. But from out here, you have this other tower. And we're going to bring it up more so that it genuinely is towering over the other one. Because from down here, you can't really tell. They look to be the same height. Even though obviously when we're up close, it's significantly taller. It's all about the perspective that you have here. This is going to be a build that definitely looks better farther away than it does up close. So I think this will be tall enough. Let's then put in the top, and this is going to look a little bit bad, I think, to start out, but we're going to work with it. And we're going to probably have to come back around and destroy a couple of blocks in here, such as... Wait a minute. What did I do? This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Yep, we're good, we're good. I almost messed it up, but we're fine. And then we put in the spire, which this one's going to be a little bit more difficult because we do not have a lot of real estate to make this one work. But my best advice is just build it up and then texture it afterward. Because it's much easier to remove blocks than it is to add them. We built this on an odd number, which is okay because we don't necessarily need to see it entirely. But it'll work. It'll look a little gross. But this is actually, it might be good enough already. From a distance, what does that one look like? You know, this one's very uniform. Yeah, it'll work. I think that's fine. This one we can probably dirty a little bit. Just do something like... No, something like this. And then the backside I don't really care about. Let's texture this wall up to make it look nice. And this is going to mainly involve dirtying it with netherrack and stone and things like that throughout here. We're going to want to add in some wall into here. That actually looks terrible now that I look at it, but that's okay. Let's bring this. We'll add a little bit of texture to the wall itself. That's another thing we could do here, actually, is add a little bit of texture to the wall. See, it's a little bit tougher to do that in some areas because it's actually like there's now holes in it, but it still works, I think. We could actually texture this out a little bit further right here. Put that on. We could spend all day sitting and texturing that, to be honest with you. So let's not fret too much. The main thing is making this snake down the mountain, because this is what's actually going to be visible from far away. Which is why it doesn't have to look perfect. And we can actually do a little bit of terraforming to make it look even better for us. You know, you still want to have some dirt in there, but the cobble is almost more important in adding the feel of the mountainside type look. And we can bring this up, and a couple in the tower as well is not the end of the world. Perfect. We can slap in another brick right there, and then continue to build a strange hole right there. How's that looking? It's okay. It's okay. I think there's a little bit too much stone going up now. We didn't do that with the other one, and I don't want to make it look a little bit too different between the two. Just kind of decorated. We can add in this is actually, this wall is weird. Bring that up further, then you can slap a stair on it. This is a difficult build, man, but it's coming together. It's working okay for right now. Let's texture this wall, and this is how we're going to do it. We're going to basically add in another feature on top of it. This is where we can do something fancy with stairs here, and do like up. Gotta make this one bigger, I think. And I'm actually going to, we're gonna do like that, and then this one we're going to extend this way. So this adds a little bit more texture to the side of the house, and it's going to be very similar on the other side as well. Just forewarning you, in case you have a fear of texture. Gonna look the same on the other side. Looks fine. We're going to go up, and then actually, we want to start this one lower. Up, and then up, cap, like that. And then this is going to be a window of sorts on the inside. Looks okay. We can kind of do something like this on the inside, and that looks fine. And then from the outside, you know, you have this now interesting looking window here, and we can actually even do something along these lines here, and it looks a little bit, you know, more spiry. It's a little bit clunky on the bottom. We can maybe hope to change that by implementing a little bit of texture into the wall. Throw in a couple of blocks here and there. Looks fine. It's not amazing, but it'll work. And then this is where I think that just some fences. This sticks with the Nether theme, because this is how they do windows in the Nether. Is like this. Yeah, they're gonna have a draft coming in for sure, especially since I believe snow can spawn up here. Dude, we got alpacas over here. It'll work. We're gonna basically duplicate that on this side as well. Believe. Let's see here. Comes out to this one. Comes up. Good enough. Is this really correct? Why does this not look correct, dude? I suppose it is correct. Okay. And then up. Just like this. Perfect. Perfect. So now you have... It's gonna look fine, for sure. How am I gonna do the roof? It's a great question. Something that we should be concerned about, and something that, I'm gonna be honest with you, is gonna look fine in the end. Because you're actually going to bring this over like this. This is a very strange way to build a house in this game, by the way. This is definitely a do as I say, not as I do Berenstein Bears moment. Because this is not an easy way to build. Normally having a frame is a little bit better. I'm kind of just going with it and seeing what we can do as we go, as part of the nature of having to fill certain blocks. And I do want to keep in mind we still have to implement these bricks somehow in here. The bone block and the dark prismarine will be the floor. That I'm not worried about. Hay bales are going to go out front. They're going to be a simple decoration piece. That I'm not worried about either. But the brick, what the hell am I going to do with brick, man? Fireplace right here, maybe. Small chimney out the back kind of situation, I think is what you want to do. Here's how we're going to handle the roof. Same as the spire. You know, it's going to be the pink block here. And it's going to come up like this. And this is where we, you know, implement something along these lines to make it look a little bit... I wish I had slabs of this, man, because it would help a lot with this. But sadly, we don't have those yet. So it's a little bit nasty. I don't really care for it. We might be able to find a fix for it yet. And maybe it literally just involves us... Let's try. Because I did cobblestone, that does count as using... That's one of our 2 blocks. If you haven't seen the Wheel of Minecraft, we were allowed to take 2 other blocks to work with. That's why we were able to take cobblestone here. We can utilize the cobblestone stairs because it's kind of the same as a cobblestone block for us. But that's how we can maybe make this look a little bit more like the spire, and that's why, you know, this is struggling for us. We kind of do it like this. I think this actually looks much better. So I will work with it here. I will work with it. Does that look... I mean, not yet, but does that look better? Yeah, it actually does look better. Adding that little bit to this. Let's texture this a little bit out here. I need my netherrack back. Can ditch that for now. Texture this up in here. We're going to want to texture more of this mountain with netherrack. Just to add that little bit of nethery flair to what's going on. I almost think that the dirt is not, you know, useful for us at this stage. And we can absolutely, you know, continue to add slabs where deemed fit. They add a little bit for sure. It looks fine. It's not my best. I'm going to tell you right now, this one's not going to be one of my best. But it's still going to work for creepy wizard tower up on a hill. Plop these in. Do a little bit of into the build itself. Then this is where we kind of add in netherrack just to build out the rest of the frame of the house. The frame is here. We definitely know the shape at this point, which is something that we were struggling with a bit before. You know, this is another good location for like a little tiny window of sorts. But then we'll have another small roof. This is just going to connect over. And we'll have another small roof right here. And we can do... I mean, we can still make this look like it's part of the roof, but it's not actually going to be. Just to add that little bit of depth from the bottom. Yeah, it looks fine. Do a slab right there. In the daylight, this is starting to come together. Slab it up. It's a strange build, dude. It's a strange build. Do a little bit of slabs right there. Slabs are your best friend in this game. Automatic texture everywhere you use them. You can slap them over here as well. What I do want to do, I want to do a quick, just because this is where we're going to see it from our place. I want to know what this looks like from all the way back at our home. All the way back. Can we go all the way back, please? I'm all the way back, question mark. Come here. All the way from our dock. Can you see it? No, because there's a freaking tree in the way. This guy's got to go if we're going to make this visible from the depths of hell, known as our base. Is that all the wood in here? You better start disintegrating quickly, you son of a gun. I'm going to say that's all the wood in there. So let's move a little bit closer. Oh, baby. It looks really good. I know that it probably is a little bit blurry on your end just because of the rendering the video. Because it's so out in the distance. But that is fitting the mark perfectly for the kind of idea I'm going for. Obviously, up close is not as good. But even from here, there's this, you know, spooky castle up on the hill look that's giving. and I like it a lot. I will say, this is just unnecessary complaint, but you need that right there. And I also think that you need one more piece of cobblestone, like maybe here, just for the tiny bit of texture. Could put one here as well, just to add a little bit. Yeah, I like it. Still coming together. We still have another whole wall to do, and this is where we're going to make a nether brick fireplace, kind of. And then there's going to be a spooky chimney on the top of this. So this is kind of how I want to go about doing this. Implement in this brick. It's so gross, man. It's such a bad block in this game. Because it doesn't go with much, which creates an issue for builds like this. But we're going to work with it. So that's going to go up. It's so bad, man. Like, it literally just is absolutely disgusting as a block. But we can work with it. We'll bring this down. This is definitely the one block that if I could remove it from the build, I would happily. Because it looks bad. And there's not much I can do about it. You know, we have to have it look bad to work with things here. But it's pretty bad. Let's grab stone slabs for us here, because we are gonna want to make a we are gonna want to have the entrance here. How do I want to make the entrance? Pardon me? Did I just spawn Satan in my satanic house? Maybe. How do we want to do the door frame? That's an interesting question. There's a part of me that loves this, you know, super wide thing here, and then we maybe do something like this. Let's go up one more, over like this, and then this is going to have obviously this part of it is going to have the pink cap on it as well. Now, how do I want to go about doing that? I want it to go up like this for that. So then let's actually make this out real quick. So it's going to be over like this. Boom, boom, boom. And then up. Well, you're going to put in the pink now. So boom, boom, boom. Up like this. Over like this. Could probably even go one more on this one, because then this all connects. Let's replace that for the time being. This comes up, and that goes like that. It's a little bit weird. Think this is just one that I have to accept here, that it don't look great. We need to texture this in more. It's going to be, so you have a cross like this, but then you're going to have on the inside this go up. And we can texture this a little bit as well. You could even do something like this. And then actually, let's grab this back. Let's go like that. It actually looks okay, but I think we could do like that, and then nether brick fence up in there. Maybe like that. Too uniform, man. I had it a second ago. Maybe it's that. Still looks too uniform. Back one. That looks better. That looks better. I'm okay with it. And then this is just going to be like creepy entrance vibes, where, you know, we maybe bring in the fence here and do a little up action on it. It's going to have to be on this side. Kind of make it look like it's climbing a little bit. And it's this spooky entrance in. Yeah, that actually looks okay, to be fair. We can climb this up. We need back our... this. Yeah, that actually looks okay as well. Let's do this. Bring it up like so. And yeah, I mean, it works. I don't love it. I don't love the entire build. I think the build itself is just okay. I think it's going to look really good from a distance, which was the main, you know, plan. But up close, it's not going to be great, and it was never supposed to be, I don't think. So, we kind of suck it up, and we go, not the best, but we move on. And you guys will tell me your opinion of it, I'm sure. It's definitely a weird one, to say the least. This is where we can get interesting with the chimney, is by actually making it out of stone a little bit. Chimneys are always a fun one to do in this game, because we can bring it up like this. Let's grab a fence, please. Or, not a fence, a stair. We can bring it up like this, maybe snake it up like that, and bring it... yeah, no, I don't think so, dude. Let's do one more up, followed by this, followed by this. Yeah, that's better. Except you maybe want to have stone brick there, up like that. And then we can puff smoke out of this as well. Simple cobweb action. We've all done this one before. But this can come out of the top of this. Maybe on the inside they're brewing something real nice. This is a long video, dude. Holy crap. This is what happens when you get lost in building. That looks fine. That looks absolutely fine. Let's do this over here. We're gonna do something like up. Wow, those don't connect, huh? That's a shame, actually, because that could look significantly better had those connected. We can do maybe something like that on that side, and that looks fine. And I don't know, it's kind of here for sure. I don't think that it's amazing. I still think there's more we gotta do on the outside of this. But in terms of the build, it ain't horrible. It ain't horrible. We have to texture this side. That's easy to do. Just implement a little bit of random netherrack. You may wonder, Tyler, how do you do this randomness in here? You know, is there a rhyme or reason to how you place blocks? You just kind of look at things, and you got to make it non-uniform, which a lot of people, that drives them nuts when I build. They're like, you know, there's no uniformity to anything that you do. And you're correct. It's part of what makes some of these builds look good. There's no uniformity. Is that even a word? Uniformity? I'm not overly sure, but I'm going to go with yeah for right now. These stone walls also, they make a difference in some texture. You can stick those in some certain places. Makes things work. Yeah, looks fine. We do still have to do the inside of this place, which is, it's funky for sure, but I think that we can actually do some cool stuff in here along the lines of... how do I want to do this? You're gonna see what I'm thinking. And you're gonna go, Tyler, you madman. So if we do something like this, and then we come over here, and we grab good old lava. And we go like, boom, boom. And we place lava like that. That's now a light source. It's there as soon as you walk in. It's a little bit funky, for sure. But I think it works. The inside of this is going to be interesting. This is a fireplace, so let's keep that in mind. Strange place for a fireplace as soon as you walk in, but it'll get the job done. We have to dig out this floor because this is going to be our dark prismarine bone block action here. I hate both of those blocks, dude. I mean, bone block is fine, but the prismarine is terrible. It somehow is going to go with this. but I still hate it a good deal. This is another place we can make use of those new lanterns in the game. And I like the idea of doing that a lot. So let's real quick. We still got to do leaves as well. But that's going to be an outside thing. We can actually bring those in now. Let's start to get these going. And this is going to be very easy. You don't want the top of these to show. Or the bottom, for that matter. Because the white is nice and uniform. The top of it is not. So, and there's actually... The texture by me placing these randomly actually kind of works. So we're going to roll with that for right now. Come on, dude. Just help me finish these up. They're a little bit a pain to do floors. So it looks clean in here for sure. Let's now dirty it with dark prismarine. I wish I didn't have to because I actually think that the pure white floor is better. But we'll make it work. This is the second time that I had to use prismarine with bone blocks to make something look okay, which sucks. It sucks, dude, because this would look so much better without these. It's very annoying. But oh well. Let's bring... I hate it. I hate that a lot. Give me back my nether brick stairs. Because we can do... This just sucks up here. That works a little bit. This actually oddly works really well. Fill that in. Do something like that. You got a weird slant up there that works. You can do the same. I hate being able to see the roof in here. We'll cover that up real quick. Are those visible? They are visible. Okay. So we have to do, if we're going to do this, we got to do full roof cover like this. Same here. It's fine. Those were being used up there. Oh well. Disgusting roof, what can I say? The inside of this place I care less about. I care more about the outside, so we're going to work primarily on the outside. I don't even know what this right here is for. We could just cover this wall, but the inside of this house has zero texture to it, which is a little bit of a problem for me personally. We could do something on the inside like this and make it work. What's the purpose of this inside of the house? It's just a blockade in the middle. And that's not what I want. This just looks weird with the dark prismarine. I'm very frustrated by the dark prismarine, man. It's such a terrible block. How about an armor stand? Right there. Because you want to keep this, you know, dark wizard theme in here. Anvil next to it. Broken anvil next to it. Sure, why not? What else do we got? I want to work with the lantern here. I actually love the idea of the campfire outside, and I'm gonna show you how we can mess with that shortly. If we do... Hold up. Hang that down like that. Oh, I like that, actually. I like that a lot. We can do that again over here. And just hang it as the light source. It's okay. Not amazing, but okay. It's strange on the inside, and I think we're just gonna maybe pretend that the inside of that place doesn't actually happen. I feel bad for doing that, but it sucks, like, a lot. So I don't really care. The outside looks fine. This was kind of the plan, but inside just looks terrible. As always, we have to utilize our leaves, so let's utilize them in various locations to add a little bit of overgrown natural look to things. You know, you can put them in kind of anywhere. Leaves are definitely one of my favorite blocks in this game. You've probably picked up on that at this point. And the spruce goes really well with this build. That's why I grabbed the spruce. And there's definitely there's some other various things we can do with this build. Because obviously, if we want it to look like it's overgrown and damaged, then there's other paths we could take with it. Just like removing random blocks, things like that. But I don't know. It's getting the job done, I think. We might want to bring in a little bit of wood. I didn't want to use a lot of wood in this build. But a little bit here and there just to add a little bit to these leaves could work well. You don't want to have any near the fireplace. That's a terrible idea. Like over here, a little bit of it. And we might want to make like a spooky tree out front kind of thing. I don't know how it would make a spooky tree. I feel like if I made a spooky tree, I wouldn't want it to have actually any leaves. But, you know, you could do something up like this and branch it a little bit like that, and then I'm bad at custom trees, man. This is one of my faults in this game, is making custom trees. When it comes to being a builder, I haven't quite figured out how to successfully do this, but I don't know. It could be worse than this. Could definitely be better, though. I'm gonna say it as it is. Is that worth adding here? I feel like we'd have to make this a little bit more overgrown through here if we're gonna do that. So you kind of have all of these leaves around here. Yeah, it's a little bit rough, I think. Well, it's not that bad. Bring that up. We can maybe even cap that with spruce, spruce like that. Now, here's kind of what I want to do out here. So I think that there's value in doing... I mean, we've been using spruce wood already. Let's continue to use it. There's value in doing something along these lines out here. And doing the old classic. You're going to love this one if you've never seen it before. The old classic, tie down the logs out here. So you do a little bit of this. And it looks like you're tying down the logs. I also love the idea of having a... And actually, I don't like the idea of these extending this far out here. What I do love the idea of is grabbing, like... I know there's the cracked dirt. Is that literally what it's called? It's somewhere in here. Coarse dirt, that's what it is. Bringing this out here. And then combining it with... Maybe the podzol even works here. Like, is this what I'm going for? It's a little bit weird. Maybe you gotta combine regular dirt in with this as well to make it work. This actually, I kind of like how this looks. Let's grab regular dirt. We just gotta make sure that regular dirt ain't touching grass, or else we're gonna have an issue. But like something along those lines could work. We'll stack up a couple of hay bales over here, which is we just need to complete challenge. I don't like them over there though. We'll do it a little bit over here like that. And then what I want to do is I want to grab one of the new campfire blocks, which is I believe down here. And I just want to see. We put that right... Oh, dude, there's actually, like, smoke now. I forgot about this. Is not going to work with this. But it definitely... That's intriguing. What I want to do is I want to set up a cauldron out here. And I know those are in the game. Because they have been for a long time. But, where the hell they are is beyond me, dude. Cauldron. Probably in the potions, now that I think about it. Cauldron. Okay. It's in brewing. Fair enough. So we want to do something like that. And then we want to grab like a thick base. Let's extend this out to there. Thick base followed by spruce wood. Up like this. As kind of an outdoor cooking thing. And we're suppressing the smoke a little bit because it's all going directly into the pot here. We can even fill that with water. And that will work for us. We fill that with water. It's a little bit strange, but I'm with it. Are there any blocks that I forgot from the challenge? I'm looking. Magenta, used. Bricks, sadly. Dark prismarine, sadly. Leaves, for sure. Hay bales, nether brick, bone, netherrack. We've used it all. Do we want another tree on this end? I'm not really sure we do. I'm going to be real. I like this one here, but I don't think it's what we need elsewhere. These actually are starting to look like they're upside down trees. There's a really interesting mechanic that I'm implementing in here. It's a little bit strange for sure. We could even add another chimney right here. Was this excessive to add another chimney? It might be, but we might as well try it. Let's grab that and this. It's just a small one here. And we can actually do something like up, boom, boom, boom. With then some more smoke coming out this side. Just to give it a little bit of... It'd be blown in the same direction. It makes sense. Just to give it a little bit more... How does that... I don't like the smoke coming out of that one, actually. I'm going to remove that, but the chimney's fine, I think. I think we're done. This is an hour and 10-minute video. I feel a little bit weird doing that, but this looks really nice. I'm going to say challenge complete, but obviously you guys are going to let me know your opinion of the spooky witches, wizards castle. You're going to tell me the brick looks terrible, and I'm going to wholeheartedly agree with you. But there is not much that I can do about that. Interior designing is not my thing, so for right now, the inside is pretty bare. We could definitely make it a little bit messier. I mean, we can throw the leaves in, as always, in here. Kind of do a little overgrown on the inside look. It's kind of my go-to for things. You probably have picked up on that by now. We might as well grab flint and steel here and do a little bit of this action, and then grab some iron bars and just do that. It works. If it works, it's probably good enough for me. But I think that's gonna do it. There's always changes we can make, and if you guys talk about some good ones in the comments, and maybe I will implement a couple of the changes you guys come up with. But that's gonna do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like on the video is much appreciated. Wheel of Minecraft is quite difficult for me, but it paid off, dude. From out here, that genuinely looks really good and super spooky on top of that mountain, which was the exact thing that we were going for. You guys have a good day. I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.